you ever opened a social media app just to check one thing and then suddenly realized 30 minutes had passed without you noticing? That exact experience is a big part of why California proposed the law I'm going to talk about today. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Killian, and today I'll be presenting on the California Online Teen Safety and Transparency Act, also known as AB 1949, which was proposed in 2025. Social media plays a huge role in everyday teen life. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are how many teens communicate, relax, and get information. At the same time, these platforms are designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible, often without us even realizing it. Because of growing concerns about teen mental health, California introduced AB 1949 to address how social media platforms interact with young users. In this presentation, I'll explain the background of the law, go over the strongest arguments for and against it, and then explain which side I believe is stronger and why. AB 1949 was introduced in California in 2025 as a broader national effort to hold technology companies more accountable for how their platforms affect minors. This law focuses on features like algorithm-driven feeds, infinite scroll, and autoplay, which are specifically designed to keep users scrolling. It also requires platforms to give parents more transparency into what their teens are seeing online. This law matters because the concerns about teen mental health have been increasing for years. Anxiety, sleep problems, and stress are becoming more common, and many researchers believe social media design plays a big role in that. Supporters of the law believe it could help protect teens' well-being, while critics argue it may interfere with digital rights and access to information. To understand this debate better, let's start with the strongest argument in favor of the law. The strongest pro-argument is that AB 1949 could improve teen mental health by reducing addictive design features. According to Common Sense Media in 2024, features like infinite scroll, autoplay, and algorithm-based recommendations often lead to compulsive social media use among teens. This research links to behavior in higher anxiety, poor sleep, and increased stress. This is also supported by Dr. Emily Weinstein, a researcher at Harvard Graduate School of Education. She explains that the harm teens experience online comes not just from the content itself, but how platforms are designed. When teens are constantly fed new content with no natural stopping point, it becomes much harder to regulate screen time. By limiting these features, AB 1949 could help teens form healthier online habits and reduce mental health risks that research has already identified. Do you think social media apps are designed to help more users or keep them online as long as possible? Even with these benefits, there are still serious concerns about this law. The strongest con argument is that AB 1949 could lead to over-censorship and limit teens' access to important information. According to the Electronic Frontier Foundation in 2024, youth safety laws often push platforms to restrict more content than necessary to avoid legal trouble. Instead of carefully evaluating what content is actually harmful, companies may choose to overfilter to protect themselves. This concern is supported by Dr. Casey Fleischer, a professor at University of Colorado Boulder, who studies online governance and digital ethics. She explains that when laws are broad or unclear, companies tend to over-censor content rather than risk penalties. As a result, teens could lose access to resources related to mental health, identity, relationships, or education. These topics many teens rely on online spaces to explore safely. So when we compare both sides, which argument actually holds up better? Overall, I believe that the pro-argument supporting AB 1949 is stronger. When applying these course concepts like evidence, quality, credibility, and reasoning, the pro side stands out. It relies on direct research showing clear communications and connections between specific design features and negative mental health outcomes for teens. The con argument raises valid concerns, but it mainly focuses on what might happen rather than what has already been proven. While digital rights and access to information are important, The evidence currently available supports limiting addictive design features as a reasonable step toward protecting teen well-being. The key takeaway is this: protecting teens online isn't about banning content, it's about changing how platforms are designed. If we know social media platforms are designed to keep teens scrolling, shouldn't we at least question whether protecting mental health matters more than just protecting those design choices? The sources used in this presentation include Common Sense Media, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Dr. Emily Weinstein from Harvard, and Dr. Casey Fleischer from University of Colorado Boulder. Thank you for listening.